Hey, I'm Nikki, Director of Student Experience here at Campus Job, which just means that I get to do cool things like this for our students. I am so excited that Campus Job is partnering with Starbucks, who we consider to be one of the best employers for part-time work in the country, not to mention an integral part of my daily routine. Starbucks has agreed to open their doors to their company for all of our Campus Job students to see and apply to jobs to. They'll share what it's like to work at Starbucks, plus answer some burning questions that we all have from the team. So now, why don't we have everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll get right into questions. Philip, do you want to get started?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Philip Kulan. I'm a Starbucks partner. I've been a partner for about 5 years, and I've done a whole bunch of roles in that time with the company. I've been a barista and a shift supervisor. I was a store manager for a number of years, and now I work in Seattle at the corporate offices in our talent acquisition department. So I work with all of our recruiters around the world. I'm a program manager for them, so I help them integrate new processes and new ideas into the recruiting worlds around the country. Super excited to be here.
Nice. That's awesome. Now, why don't we have our awesome students introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Andrew. I go to the University of Miami in Florida, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I go to Rutgers University in New Jersey. I'm a sophomore, and I love Starbucks.
And hey y'all, I'm Tori. I go to Ole Miss, which is in Mississippi, and I'm a junior.
Awesome. Great. Well, excited to have everybody here. And you know what? I will get started and ask the first question. So, Philip, how did you get to where you are now in Starbucks?
Oh, it's been a long journey. In college, I was a barista at the Starbucks that was at our college campus, and I really got to know and love Starbucks then. I went to college, and then I graduated and got a job in retail management working for a clothing company, and really missed Starbucks for the few years that I was away. And then I had the opportunity when I lived in Indianapolis to go back and be a store manager for them. And so I was a shift supervisor for a while, and then I moved up to the store manager level in Indianapolis. I worked out there in the Midwest for a while, and got to move to Seattle about a year ago and work in our corporate offices, which are downtown Seattle. So that's kind of the short part of my journey. I've had a whole number of roles with the company and have a real passion for the retail and for those who are in our stores.
Awesome. Well, that's great. So now let's open up the floor for questions. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, whoever would like to get started.
I'll start, I guess. Simply, what's it like to work for Starbucks?
That's a great question. I think one of the great things about working for Starbucks, especially in our stores, is that the customers that come in on a day-to-day basis really like being there, and you really get to be someone in their day who makes their day brighter. You may just be making them a simple latte, but if you're making them their special drink, you're starting them out on a really great day. So it's really hard work. Don't think that it's going to be easy if you want to get into it, but it's also really fun, and it's really rewarding.
Nice. Any other questions?
I was out of curiosity, aside from obviously just being employed, what benefit does a student get for working at Starbucks? Like, why should a student work at Starbucks?
Yeah, for sure. That's a good question. So there's the base pay, of course. Most stores collect tips, and so you get a little bit of cash off the top of that, which is really exciting. We get paid every other week, so getting that little bit of cash from the tip jar every week is pretty nice. That was one of my favorite parts. On top of that, you get a free pound of coffee or a free box of tea every week, which is a lot of coffee. Since you get free coffee, any drinks that you want, you can make yourself a special latte or a smoothie or a frappuccino while you're working and have that all for free. You actually get to take coffee home and share it with your friends and family through the markup program. You also get a 30% discount at all stores, even when you're not working. So you can go to the Starbucks in your neighborhood, the one you may not work for, and also get a discount there. There's a ton of them. Of course, Starbucks is really well known for giving health benefits to all of our partners, even our part-time baristas on the floor. One of the great things about that is it's actually really great health benefits. It's not this cheap lower-level plan that you pay a lot of money for and you don't see a lot of money from your paycheck. It's super affordable. They're super great benefits and can include vision and dental if you want those. And then one of the great things that Starbucks has added since the new healthcare plan is rolled out, and most of our college-going students can get healthcare from their parents for a longer amount of time now. Starbucks has just rolled out a new program with Arizona State University in which Starbucks will partner with them to help pay for most of our partners to get their bachelor's degree, which is pretty amazing. That's just a small number of them, but those are kind of the big hits.
Nice. Tori, did you have a question?
Yes, I was wondering, do the Starbucks baristas get to give feedback to the corporate office?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I talk about employees at Starbucks, whether you're a store manager or a shift supervisor or partner, or a barista, I should say, we're all called partners, and that's specifically because everyone that is part of the company is a partner in that company in Starbucks success. One of the benefits that I didn't mention actually is the Beanstalk program. When you're with Starbucks for more than a year, Starbucks grants every single one of its partners stock options, and so you actually are not just an hourly employee, but you actually own a part of that company. And so when Starbucks does well, you do well as a person as well. I think back to one of my baristas who was a long-term partner. She cashed in all of her Beanstalk and ended up paying for most of her wedding from those because she had accrued so many over the time that she was with Starbucks. It's a super great benefit. And one of the great things is it takes that from just being a regular comment about, or like a corporate term of, oh, we're all partners. It really means that you're a partner in the company. You own stock in it, which is great. You know, one of the things that I was amazed when I got into the main corporate offices is that everyone has a passion for what is happening in our stores, and everyone makes sure in the corporate office that what they're doing every day benefits those who are working in our stores. Two of the things that you've seen lately, Starbucks made some really big changes to our dress code policy, and that partners can now show tattoos, and a few other big changes. And those were actually direct feedback from stores and what our partners really wanted in the day-to-day thing. And I think in the next few years, you'll actually see some other really great benefits from that feedback. One of the other really cool things that's happening right now is our global IT team, which is called Digital Ventures, is communicating directly with partners through Facebook and Instagram and getting all of their comments on how we can make our in-store digital experience better. Not just for our customers where we have pay with your phone and all these really great things, but on the back side of it so that our partners can have a really great digital access to the company as well. So over a week, they gathered comments and ideas from partners all over the country and all over the world. They took those, they had over, I think, 8,000 comments and ideas from partners, and they're rolling those up into some new plans that are going to be made over the next 3 years. One of the cool things about that is those comments that were put in there went directly to the top, to our vice president in Digital Ventures, and he's going through those with his team to make some great changes. So.
All right. I actually have another question. So,
sure.
We've talked about, the great service that you guys provide, and that's one of the reasons why you have a really dedicated customer base, I guess, or consumer base. So how do you teach your baristas to be so positive, cheery, and excited all the time, even if they're doing a lot of the same things day in and day out?
Lots of free coffee. You do get free coffee while you're working on the floor, which is really great, especially when you come into 4:30 or 5 a.m. opening shift. The first thing you do is brew a pot of coffee just for yourself. Got a lot of opening shifts like that. Going back to kind of what I said before, it's sort of like when customers come into Starbucks, they're really excited to be there. They're getting a drink that they really love. They're getting something that's made just for them. And so as a partner, you kind of feed off of that. It's great to be helping people and giving people something that they really like. And so customers come in and they're really happy. And because of that, you actually really start to enjoy just being around them. And I think the other thing is, while it's really hard work, it's really rewarding. You're making people's day. And you're doing it with something that's just really simple and fun. You're interacting with them. You're getting them some great coffee. And you're being a part of a company that puts the customer first. I think one of the great things that Starbucks does overall is when you're a partner in our store, you have that trust from the company to make that situation right for the customer. So if a customer's come in and got a wrong drink, or a customer's ordered a drink especially is directly the way that they want it, if they're not happy with it, you as a partner can make it right for them. You know, Starbucks trusts every single one of our partners to do that. You don't have to call your shift manager or your store manager over to do it. You can do whatever it takes to make that situation right. And it's great to work for a company that has that trust in you as a person. As training goes on the store manager level, on the customer service level, there's some really great training. I think anyone who has gone through the barista training program knows that the first 3 months of working for Starbucks is probably the most challenging 3 months of ever working for the company. There's a ton of, you have to learn how to make all of our drinks. I think I read somewhere that there's over 300,000 different variations on drinks that you can get in our stores. It's all based on a system, so you don't have to learn all 300,000. You have to learn so many customers' names. One of the great things about Starbucks, and one of the reasons that there's so many stores across the U.S., is because Starbucks wants to keep the demographic in that store, the regular population that comes into it, really small, so that you, as a barista, can get to know those day-to-day customers that come in. So you're having to learn a drink, you get to know all of your regular customers, you get to know how the store works. You're usually working with 10 to 30 people, and so you get to know all of their names just like you would with any other job, and you get to know how that day-to-day goes in the job. So the first 3 months are super challenging, but about 2.5 months into it or 3 months into it, there's all of a sudden this day when it all clicks from you having to really work in your memory to remember everything to it becoming sort of muscle memory, and that's when the job is great. Because everything that you're doing around you is muscle memory, and you really get to focus on making a customer's day, on having a great conversation, and I'm really practicing that art of making a good latte or, making up a whole new drink, whatever you'd like to do in the store that really drives your passion.
Awesome.
Just a follow-up question to what I had asked earlier. So you said that Starbucks employees get free coffee and all these benefits. Does that include all employees, like part-time? Just like I know some students probably would only work about 8 hours a week or whatever, so would they have access to those same benefits as well? Or is it just like the full-time staff?
No, it's every partner. The markout benefit, for example, where you get a free pound of coffee or a box of tea, as long as you're a partner, you get to go into your local store, use your partner numbers, and get that markout every time. Similarly with the Arizona State University program. There is a limit on the number of hours that you have to work within a quarter to be part of our healthcare program, but it's actually really, really small. Where most companies have it set at 32 to 40 hours, you really can just be a part-time partner and work 1 or 2 days a week and still meet that quota. And one of the great things is you don't have to work those hours within a week. You have to work those hours within like a whole 3-month period. And so you can gather those hours. Let's say that you want to work mostly on the weekends, or you have a week off school and you really want to work a lot of hours there to get some extra cash. All of those hours will rack up in that 3-month period and go towards that base limit that you need for health benefits. Does that make sense? Sorry, that was a little super technical for you.
So how many cups of coffee do you think the Starbucks employees drink?
I don't know. I remember being in stores and we would do straight shots of espresso just for the fun of it. And a lot. And it's great when it's free, and you can share that with customers as well. One of the interesting things I think about Starbucks partners is you go through this phase right at the beginning where you get to try the white mochas and the frappuccinos, and you get to make all of these really dazzling drinks with all of these different ingredients. But after a while, you really begin to grow in your passion for coffee itself, and you start to learn the difference between our medium and our dark roast and some of our really great reserve coffees. You get to try these coffees that have come from really, really exotic places around the world, and you really start to appreciate the really, really subtle notes of those. And so most of our partners, after a certain amount of time, just start enjoying black coffee, if that makes sense. So, but a lot, yeah. And the great thing is you can, even if you don't like coffee, you don't have to like coffee to work for Starbucks. You can love tea. You can love, we have a really great smoothie line, even a lot of our food, but it's not at all an expectation that you like coffee. So.
Cool. Any more questions?
Yeah, just out of curiosity, what is the most popular drink that Starbucks has?
Uh, I think it's our pumpkin spice latte, actually, which comes out, which is interesting because it's only a limited time drink, which it's only available, I think, October through November, maybe September through November. But it's one of our most popular drinks of the year. I think I read somewhere that we've sold over like 100 million or 200 million in the lifespan of that drink. So it's been around for about 10 years. It's one of those that, like, the days leading up to it, customers come in and ask for it, and there's sort of a final countdown until we're able to put it on the menu. It's really exciting when it comes out every year.
Right.
Are there, like, what's the weirdest special drink, like, aside from the pumpkin spice latte? What's, like, the weirdest one that they've had or they still have?
One of the great things about Starbucks is you can customize your drink however you want, and we'll make it for you exactly that way. And if you don't like it at that handoff point or when we give you the drink, you can take the first drink, and if you don't like it, we'll remake it. And we'll keep remaking it until we can make you that perfect beverage. And so our customers have created some beverages that are really exciting for them. Whether it's a super dry cappuccino, for example, it's 2 shots of espresso and a cup full of foam so light that when you pass it off, it feels like the cup is empty. Or it may be, you know, that 6-shot espresso macchiato, which is a lot of espresso, more than I would ever have in a day, for a customer who really likes it and gets it topped off with whipped cream. There's a whole bunch of different drinks, and customers really love to customize those. One of the great things about working for Starbucks is you get really, really good at making the base drinks, and then you get this level of craftsmanship so that customer comes in who gets that drink every day, and you can get that started and hand it off to them even before they paid. It's one of the great things about working for a company where you have really loyal customers, and you have those customers come in every day. Pretty exciting.
If you work as a barista, can you get promoted to manager?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Many of the partners that I hired into Starbucks when I was a store manager have moved up and are now store managers in the Indiana area. I think I read somewhere, actually, just the other day, funny that you asked that, well over 60% of our store managers in our company were promoted from the barista or ship supervisor level. So when you come in as a barista, if that's something that you want in your long-term focus is to be a part of Starbucks and be a long-term partner, it's really a great opportunity to move up. Another great thing is, for example, when I was in Indianapolis, my regional director, who was even a few levels up from store manager, started out as a part-time partner in our stores, and she's gone on to even get promotions from there. I think she's a vice president now in Colorado, and she started out as a part-time barista when she was in college. So there's a ton of room for growth. Whether you stay in the retail side of it like she did, or you want to move over into the corporate jobs like I did, there's always opportunity to grow as a partner in the company.
So, like, in order to move up, I guess, what are, 3 qualities that you look for baristas in order to either become a great barista or get promoted to the next level?
Great question. 3 great qualities. You have to be genuine, I think, to be a great partner. You don't have to be really an outgoing person to be a great partner. When our customers come into our stores, more than wanting someone behind the register who's really excited and really outgoing and really crazy awesome, they want someone who's going to make that genuine connection with them and ask them how their day is and actually really mean it. So being really genuine is a great trait to have. Being willing to take a risk. Starbucks is a company that is always innovating, sometimes for the best, and in that we've gotten to where we are today, and sometimes it doesn't always work out. So being willing to take that risk and try and maybe fail is a huge part of being a partner, both short-term and long-term. And then being able to or love working on a team. When you're in stores, you're working with 10 to maybe 25 people. to make that store a success. While you do have this overall corporate setting, it's those 10 to 25 partners who make that day-to-day success in the store. And it's their input and it's their working together that make sure everything from the light bulbs are changed and bathrooms are clean to coffee quality and that great customer connection. So.
And what do you look for in an interview when, like, aside from personality, when hiring someone to work at Starbucks?
Yeah, you don't have to know anything about coffee. You don't have to like coffee. You don't have to already have previous experience as a barista or even in retail. Personally, when I was going through the interview setting with baristas, I always look for a great attitude and a willingness to learn. Showing up and really being excited about the possibility of working at Starbucks, of being a partner, is really great. Starbucks uses what's called behavioral interviewing. If you've never heard of it, it's a kind of an industry-wide way of interviewing people. You can Google it if you want more information on it. So basically, it asks questions about past experiences that you've had in your life. So, for example, a behavioral interviewing question would start with, like, tell me about a time when you offered great customer service, or tell me about a time when you were not able to meet a customer's experience. Through those past experiences, whether it's at school or work or on a sports team, you really want to be able to talk about how you were able to deliver results. So if you go online and look up behavioral interviewing, it'll give you a lot of great examples of questions. Some of those that Starbucks might use in the interview process.
Great. Well, I think that's it for today. Philip, thank you so much for being here and representing Starbucks. And Tori, Chloe, and Andrew, thank you so much for participating. Again, Campus Job is so excited to be partnering with Starbucks, who we think has one of the most exciting part-time jobs for college students in the country. So I hope everyone has a great day. And, yeah, thanks again.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. It was great chatting with you.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.